guys, welcome to my channel. Cuba here, and I will be doing a September book wrap up. I did 9 books. I wanted to read 10 to 13 books. 13 would be a stretch, but my goal definitely every month is to actually try to read 10 books, and I didn't make it, but you know, I'm an adult, I have to work, so and I had to be focusing during work this month, so 9 is very close, and I'm very happy about the 9 books that I've read. So let's get into it. So last month I ended the month starting reading the McLean Brothers series, so I finished the 3 books that was left in the 5-part series. So it's Let Me Please You, Let Me Free You, and Let Me Show You. Those are the 3 books that I left, and I mean, it was an amazing book series. The McLean Brothers are amazing read. The thing is this, I love when series are done this way. It's not just a reread of the first book, but each story is so different, because the first book is about Big Soul's story, the second book is about his basketball brother, and then we're talking about Noel and Neil's story afterwards, then Kat, and all 5 stories are totally different. And I definitely have to appreciate when authors do this in their series. An amazing first time reading Alexandria House, and I just love her writing style so far. And I mean, I'm going to be actually reading more books from her, but our 4th book in the series was The Demon Bride. The Demon Bride story is about 2 realms that are there, the demon realm and the human realm, which is encompasses of human and witches, but each cycle that they have, or each rituals that they have, the covenant that they have there is supposed to send a witch over to the demon realm to help them to stabilize their realm over there. But this time something is happening and they need to do another ritual, and it just happened that the covenant daughter that they claim that is not very powerful end up being chosen by the demon king. And when she goes over to the demon realm, she realizes that her power is a little bit more, you know, powerful. She has more strength over there, and I just have to appreciate this love story. It unfolded pretty well, how they fall in love. You know, it's more like, oh, they're fated mate, but he had to show her that it's more than just magic at hand here. I really do love you and what you're doing for my people and everything. It was such a beautiful story that was written, and who doesn't root for an underdog? And so the 4th and the 5th book that I've read was The Wicked Heir and A Savage Throne, and it's a mafia story, which I actually liked how it was done, even though the male lead character said some questionable things, but it's a dark romance and it's expected. So the story follows these 2 from they were younger. It's they met in high school. The male lead character is the son and one of the heir to the throne to a mafia, and the girl is a part of it, but not so much like that. It ended up that the female lead character had to flee and leaving him after they actually came together and become a couple in high school. And the story follows him trying to find her. When he finally find her, he was telling himself that he was never going to let her go. It ended up that several things happened, kidnapping, running away, and there's a competition between the brothers that need him and his brother, his father, is pinning them against each other to see who is going to be more ruthless enough to actually take over from him. And it ended up that he, the male lead character, had to be more ruthless and took over the mafia, which was actually a really good story. A very interesting take on how they did it. So for me, that was a 4-star read. I would recommend it to anyone if you're into mafia and dark romance. For the 6th book is The Real by Kennedy Ryan. At this moment, this lady cannot do any wrong for me. I mean, like, I love how she tackles a very various amount of topics that we try to gloss over, things that we don't want to talk about, or things that we don't really like to see in romance book, but it's real life and people can actually relate to it more. For me, Kennedy Ryan does this really good, and Canon story was amazing. I mean, like, I love him. He's one of my favorite new book boyfriends. I just love Kennedy Ryan and her writing right now. As I said, she can't do any wrong for me. Then we move on to All I've Ever Wanted and All I've Needed by A.E. Valdez. I mean, like, I read one of her books prior, like a couple months before, Colliding with Fate, only to find out that the book is a part of the story or the series that she's writing, or a part of the series that is there. But you can read it standalone, because I was not lost when I was reading Colliding Fate. But All I've Ever Needed, All I've Ever Wanted, and All I've Ever Needed was an amazing book. Love the entire story and how Ace actually took his time, you know, loving this girl, and she did not rush the story. It's an amazing, you know, when they talk about black romance, this is how I want to see it being done all the time. I mean, come on, I love how A.E. Valdez is going about. She says she just don't really interested in writing about those kind of hard topics, and you just have to appreciate it. The love story was amazing, and I would recommend it to anybody. It's a 5-star for me. But I think what ended my month was The Redemptor. This was a part 2 to the Ray Bearer, and I mean, a fantasy book, you can't go any wrong from it. You can't do any wrong for me. And I mean, the magical system, everything was explained properly, and I love how they ended the book. You know, sometimes I was a little bit lost, but then again, maybe it was me not focusing on what, but it was a really good book, and I definitely can say it was a really good reading month. You know, I've always loved to actually just mix it up. I just don't want to just only do plain romances. I want to do romance, I want to do fantasy, I want to do mafia stories, and that was the end for me. I definitely say with all of those books, it's a good recommendation and a good list, and a good mix. So guys, until next time, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Bye.